Hey everyone, it's Friday and welcome to Major Hype. It's a show that I do every single Monday, Wednesday, and Friday where I talk about entrepreneurship, money, and real estate. Today's no different, so let's get started. It's no secret that mortgage rates and home prices have been at an all-time high. This has been making large cities unbearable in terms of affordability, and people are leaving in droves. With high prices, higher taxes, and higher cost of living, these cities that were once desirable are slowly turning into desolate wastelands. Who knows? Maybe a few New Yorkers remaining will end up scavenging like Will Smith in I Am Legend. The biggest cities we are seeing people moving from in the US right now are New York, Los Angeles, Washington, D.C., Seattle, and San Francisco. Where are they heading? Might actually surprise you. Some of the places these city slickers are headed to aren't much more affordable than their hometown. Many are moving to Miami, which already had 13,000 residents arriving just last quarter. You would think that the high rents of Miami would curb the appeal, but I guess the party doesn't stop. Now, some are more reasonable, with places like Phoenix, Tampa, San Antonio, and Dallas, Texas hitting the list. So I guess apparently Florida is going to be the spot to be looking in 2023. Looking at some trends across the real estate, the American Institute of Architects reported that larger homes are gaining interest across the country. Their survey found that accessibility for age in place is a huge concern for new builds. With the average home buyer and builder being around 45 years old, people are planning to grow old in their new homes. An additional trend in the builder world is finished spaces. Things such as basements, attics, and garages becoming a must-have. This is presumably due to the work at home and small business boom that we're witnessing across the country. You're even seeing major apartment complexes offering amenities like Zoom rooms and work from home spaces, communal offices, and even some places have grocery stores. In 2021, developers started converting old office buildings into apartments at record pace. It seems we're heading in the direction of accepting that fact that many jobs can be done remotely. Now, across the pond, a European company named Casavo raised over $400 million, offering a service to connect sellers directly with buyers. I think this is just a European version of Open Door, and we all know how that worked out. It seems like another blow to real estate agents over there in Europe, especially seeing that they're claiming to do this for a low cost and quickly, at least according to their website anyways. See, I did some digging into their website, and I found that just marking up your property to the end buyer and taking the stake out of that. So if you're happy with the offer, great, but just know that they're essentially wholesaling those properties off to a massive buyers list, which is like the market. So Casavo currently operates in Italy, Spain, France, also enables buyers to self-schedule properties visits. Now, check this out. I heard that property visits can take a long time, can take months in European countries. I don't know if that's true, but that's just what I was reading. Casavo even says that it's not an agency. Instead, it works with partnering agencies to list users' properties as well as its own. One thing about this company, Casavo, is that they say, if we don't sell your house in 30 days, like if you, with the offer that we gave you, we'll just buy it from you the way it is. And so apparently such markets as Italy are having an archaic way of selling properties, and Cabo is just basically solving this problem by simply speeding things up. I mean, $400 million to speed up the buying and selling process? And I think they're backed by a real large bank that we all know. Anyways, they're back. The U.S. housing market is seeing an influx of returning foreign investors, specifically in the housing market. You see, last year, the international buyers snapped up almost 99,000 residential properties, totaling almost $60 billion in transaction. At just over $1 million, Chinese buyers had the highest average home purchase price. Nearly a third of them, 31% to be exact, purchased all their properties in California. Nearly 7 out of 10 Canadian buyers made all-cash purchases, the highest share among foreign buyers, as Asian Indian buyers were the least likely to make an all-cash bid at just 1 to 10. It seems like the hot markets have caught winds all across the globe, and many people are realizing, the U.S. market's pretty hot, so let's go spend our money back over there again. I remember in 2000, after 2008, 2015, there were so many foreign investors buying houses in America, and it seems like they're taking their money from wherever it is and turn it into U.S. dollars to buy U.S. properties. They're basically outbidding us because they have cash. What do you know? TPAIN has blessed us with his musical talents for years, but recently he's been working on building his business empire. He credits Killer Mike and David Banner for shaping his mindset to be a successful entrepreneur. Like many artists before him, T-Pain said he wasn't watching his funds the way he should have. This may come to a surprise because many of us think that celebrity status means all your financials are in order. Maybe falling in love with the stripper and the bartender wasn't such a good long-term investment. He shared that he brings in more income from the gaming industry than from his music industry ever. See, his new passion project is his Twitch channel, where he's often streaming a variety of games that can be seen freestyling and doing songs live for his fans. He has over 850,000 followers on Twitch. And if you haven't seen him on there, maybe you should. So he went on to say that he learned from his financial hurdles and knows how to manage his funds the way that will set him up for his future and success. This was just less than a year ago after he got his Rolls Royce repossessed. Way to turn it around, T-Pain. It shows the power of a proper mentor paired with financial literacy. I love to hear that story. More than 80% of Americans work in the service industry, from finance and nursing to restaurants and even baggage handling. Yet less than 10% of American jobs are in manufacturing. Right now, there's a clear sign that manufacturing can make historic comeback. A strong manufacturing sector can help level the playing field between cities and small towns, something that we're seeing now as many more people are moving to less densely populated areas across the United States. Manufacturing jobs are particularly important to rural communities, and boosting U.S. manufacturing would help reduce the trade deficit with China and other nations, growing the national income. The COVID-19 pandemic has made many more Americans realize the importance of manufacturing. American car production stalled because of a global shortage on semiconductors. Chip shortage affected many industries from cars to consumer electronics. The manufacturing sector had a record 943,000 open jobs last July, and the number ticked down to 800,000 in May. Manufacturing has always been an overwhelmingly white and male occupation. Diversifying the manufacturing workforce will be key to the sector's success. A generation ago, 80% of the manufacturing workers had a high school diploma or less. Today, a greater share of workers have post-secondary credentials such as 2-year degrees. Manufacturing was once the backbone of America's economy success. As our economy rebuilds from the pandemic that exposed us how important this sector is to our collective health and well-being, manufacturing can once again provide a much-needed, high-quality, good-paying jobs to those who need it the most. In fact, the signs of manufacturing boom are already here. Before we move on to the last section, if you ever have a question that you want me to answer, call the number below. Leave a voicemail and we'll get the question answered. Let's take a listen to today's question and get my opinion.
Hey Max, do you believe because there is going to be a market correction sooner rather than later, do you believe there's going to be more wholesalers, more investors, and in turn, how would that affect the market? Like, how would that affect ARVs, like after repair values, and comps in the future? I love the show. Can't wait to hear from you. I just got into wholesaling about a year ago, and I'm loving it so far. Thank you so much.
So yes, there is going to be a market correction. We don't know when, we don't know how big, we don't know how small. But we do know that anytime there's a correction and you see a lot of these videos online on YouTube with these doom and gloom topics, people run away from real estate investing. Now, if you remember after the Great Recession of 2008, people ran away from real estate. But that was the exact time when many millionaires and billionaires were made. So yes, there will be less wholesalers. They'll go back to their 9-to-5s. There will be less investors because you're going to need more skills to be able to flip a property correctly. Will this affect ARVs? Of course it will. Things will be going down as the correction happens. Will there be money to be made? Absolutely. So there goes my opinion on that. So yes, there's going to be less investors, less wholesalers. But don't forget that millionaires and billionaires were made in any downturn in the economy. You just got to know how to stick it out and make it work. All right, guys, I appreciate you tuning in to this episode of Major Hype. Don't forget, never punt on the weekends like my man Vincent says. And I'll see you guys on Monday. Peace and love. Don't forget to subscribe, smash the like button. I'll see you guys later. Peace.